Hey everybody, we're on day 9 with Pizza with Friends. Today we are blessed to have Senator Amanda Shelton with us.
Half a day.
Yeah, and we're heading to go get some pizzas. You ready for this?
Ready.
Okay. We are at Biology. What are we doing today?
We're gonna grab a couple of pizzas and share them with some friends.
That's what I'm talking about.
I usually get a half red sauce, half white sauce, and 2 chicken and veggies on the white side, and then meat and some other stuff on the red side.
Nice. So where are we gonna head to today?
I think we'll drive out here onto Marine Drive and we'll see if there's anybody on the road that maybe looks hungry and wants to have lunch.
Yeah. Cool.
Okay.
What we got? Pizza with Friends, day 9. Oh, we just got our pizzas. What's up? Where are we heading to, Amanda?
Well, stay dry first.
Yeah, stay dry first.
Make it quick to the car.
Okay, ready?
Nice.
Tell me the story about your dad earlier. So I thought that was really cool. You want to share it with the...
Sure, because we were talking about our little niece and nephew who have been going out with you and following you to do these lunches or dinners, and how they're really not afraid to, interact with homeless people or people who are less fortunate. And that's like really nice to see that they don't already have that bias built into them, or that's not what they've been taught yet, because they're still so young. And I was sharing that when I was little, I would see my dad when we were around Agania, and there were a few homeless people at that time who'd always come up and talk to him, and maybe they were asking him for money or asking him for help, and he always treated them really nicely, with respect, as if they were his friends, shaking their hand, chatting with them for a few minutes. And that's something that I remember very clearly, and how he always wanted to help them or to talk to them when he could. And I was telling you a story about giving one of them a ride one time, and I was a little nervous, but there was nothing to be afraid of. Sometimes people just need a little bit more help than we know.
And when we were growing up, there was this movie called Home Alone, and it gave a perception of homeless people being scary because he had a hood on, it was dark, his hands were greasy and everything, he looked mean, and Macaulay Culkin was like definitely scared. And when I was growing up, I always thought homeless people were dirty and they were scary and stuff like that. But really getting to sit down and talk with them and understand where they're coming from, like, you really gain a better appreciation of what you have. And small acts of kindness go a long way. And every time I see a homeless person, like, even 10 years ago, like, if they needed food and they were just asking for money, I would just get them their food, so they don't have to go there, deal with all the pennies and stuff that they collected or whatever, and all they wanted was food.
And just nice things to remember, that they're human beings, that they're people too, who are maybe down and out, but still people too.
Yeah, that's awesome. So we just met one of our friends in Harmon. Definitely he gave us a bunch of awesome information and an interesting perspective of the homeless community out here on Guam. What'd you think about that, Amanda?
Yeah, well, first, very friendly guy, very happy to meet with us, to talk to us, and very appreciative for the pizza as well, and I thought he had a lot of good things to share, especially about his journey so far and jumping from park to park or abandoned building, finding places to sleep at night. And he shared that he had some good news and was finding work, some temporary work, and that was good to hear. But we know that not everyone is in that same situation or out there looking for some temporary work or permanent work, and still very difficult, a very heavy conversation to have, but it was good.
Yeah, it was good job. Here we go. Next one. 3 more pizzas.
Hey brother, you eat today? You want some pizza?
Sure.
Yeah man, have some hot pie from Biology, some water.
Very much.
Take
God
care.
bless.
God bless, brother.
So we just finished talking to a couple veterans and someone from American Samoa. What do you think about that engagement?
Totally breaks the stereotype of scary homeless people, and they were all really friendly guys, just sharing a little bit about what they're struggling with now. And being homeless vets, neither of them are from Guam, but somehow they were shipped to Guam and find themselves now without identification, without anything really to help them. So we're trying to point them in the right directions for services, trying to help them maybe through our office down at the legislature. And
I think thinking about that, we engage with them, and I'm pretty sure that a bunch of organizations engage with them or try to. But I think one of the key things is that following up with them to see if they got what they needed, if they're in that whatever state that they're in at the time, they're in a better one the next time you see them. So I think that's something we need to work on.
So today, the biggest things that I think I'm really thinking about now, gonna go back to my office to think about are temporary shelters, immediate shelters, and how people can get identification, because they are not the first homeless people that I've met who have said their IDs have been stolen or taken away from them, or somehow they lost it on the street. Whatever their situation may be, they just can't afford to get a new ID. They have no idea how to go about it. They don't have the transportation to do it. There are just so many barriers in the way of them getting it. So that's a huge issue, and I know that's something that we addressed early on in the terms. Senator Mary Torres introduced a bill for homeless youth to be able to get identification, but these weren't young people. They were pretty up there in age, veterans, obviously, who gave a lot of their life serving in the military, serving our country. And so I was just unfortunate to see that today. But I think what I was really touched by was that even though they're down and out, they're sleeping in a pavilion, in a picnic shelter, they did not have attitudes that seemed like they were down and out. They were, pretty upbeat, very happy, easy to engage with. And, that's something that, is nice to see, that they're, on the surface at least, seemed a little bit happy. They're dealing with a lot, but it wasn't like they were exuding that, what they were dealing with today. I like that.
And it was nice weather today too, so
so maybe everybody's in a good mood.
Everybody's in a good mood today. But Pizza with Friends, day 9. Thanks for watching. Hey everybody, welcome to Pizza with Friends, day 9. And we have a very special person here, Senator Amanda Shelton, with us, who came out with us. So you went out with us. You saw the population that we were working with. We gave them pizza and everything. It was awesome. What did you think about today?
Today was great. It wasn't an activity that I would normally do or find time to do on my own. So I'm glad. Thank you very much for inviting me to do it. I thought, obviously it was eye-opening for me, like I was sharing with you earlier. These are people that we see every day passing by, and sometimes we wouldn't think twice about them. But I think what today showed me was that, there are a lot of gaps in our system, and some projects that we can work on. And how you invited me here is because I reached out to you watching these these videos and seeing what you're doing with the homeless population or those in need. And I wanted to meet with you and some of your colleagues to see how we can think of innovative, creative ideas to help them, because we know, people will tell you that you could never solve homelessness. And I think that's a big piece to bite off. And I don't think we're going into this thinking we're going to solve the entire issue. But if we can sit together and look at it from a different perspective, your lens of social work and my lens of policy work, and to talk in that way. And I'd also like to, really, really dive in with people who are experiencing these plights. So to talk to these homeless veterans that we just met, and for them to really list their issues out for us, and to talk to, maybe more. I can join you for more of these activities to see where the services are lacking, or where their social needs are not being met. And we know, there's lots of underlying issues here that we got to work on, but we can start somewhere.
Yeah. Yeah. And if we don't do anything, then nothing's gonna happen. And I think one of the interesting things that we've experienced today was like the positivity. Like a lot of the individuals that we talked to were very positive. On the side, we had a couple prayers with them to uplift their spirits, but to also let them know, like, have God in your life. And I think that's super awesome. And when other, listening to some of their stories and listening to what they have to deal with on a daily basis, with, people spitting at them, with, people yelling at them, telling them to get a job, like all this negativity, when, we just have individuals that, are less fortunate than we are, that are just down and out at the time, that just need a little more inspiration. And I think if we give more positivity into the community, we could spread that and uplift their spirits so they could come out of there, instead of, falling into the feeling of homelessness where you want to isolate yourself and you're going away, and it's not a good thing for these individuals. And then we have compounded problems in our community. So I think, if anybody's watching this, if you want to be a part of this, like, be a part of it. It's awesome and an amazing experience, but at the same time, stay positive with it and motivate these people. Like, one of the things that we also talked about is, like, the giving money versus giving them what they need. So, like, a lot of times if, someone comes around and it's just like, man, can I have $1? I usually don't give them $1, ask them what's the dollar for. And they're just like, for food, for gas, for whatever. Sometimes it's just like hygiene equipment, like, toothbrush, toothpaste. Like, you know what, wait here, I'll be back in 10-15 minutes. Go to the store, pick it up real quick, and then give them that. Like, yes, it may be more than $1, but at the same time, it's something that they need, and you provided it for them, and they don't have to stay on the street in the hot sun and everything. So
so what we talked a lot about today was just asking the right questions. And trying to get down to what the deeper issue is, and seeing what they need. Yes, they might be hungry in that moment, but after you feed them, what's going to happen? Do they have a place to go home to rest, or are they staying in a park, or are they staying in an abandoned building? And what brought them to that situation, and what are the services available to them to help them to get out of that situation? So it's all about asking the right questions, I think, and that's something that we talked a lot about today. So I think that these people were happy to talk with us and to share, which I was not really expecting. And I wasn't expecting to be so well received, and for us to share a little bit of, what you said. We shared a prayer with them. We shared a little bit of the Word of God with them, and to tell these people that they are loved, that they are people who have dignity, who deserve better than this. We don't know their situation, but we know that they don't deserve to live this way, because that's not how God calls us to live.
Yeah. It's great. It was awesome.
Great job.
Yeah, great job. You did a great job today. Wow.
Thanks for inviting me. We'll
course.
do it again. And I look forward to meeting with you and with your colleagues, so that we can bring this further than what we just did today, that we can really cultivate these ideas and see them, move into action. Awesome.
Thanks. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
So, to everybody who's watching, thanks for watching. And continue to watch us on our journey with Pizza with Friends for 30 days. And we're only on day 9. It's awesome. All right, everybody. Thanks for watching.
Thank you. Bye.